party time for Latka?
Not until you take off those overalls.
This is a good party.
Hello there!
Hello there! Once again, late in the week, episode 7. Hey, how y'all doing? So, a lot has happened in the last couple weeks. Movie news, just things happening with us. How are you guys doing? You doing good? I think the Stream Deck finally is going to hopefully operate the way it's supposed to, and the stream hopefully will stay alive the entire time.
Yes, if you guys were here last time or watched the rewatch, you can know that the stream ended halfway through. So
it happens, but we'll see how it goes this time. Everything is fully armed and operational. But we were really fortunate. I feel like it was a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. We were part of a Reactors summit, if you will, put on by our buddy Eric from Nerd Chronic. He's the editor over at the movie trivia Schmodown, and he got a collection of some of the top reactors in their field when it comes down to TV show reactions, trailer reactions, some people that we just look up to incredibly. And we were very fortunate enough to be able to be on the panel and just talk shop copyright issues. That was a big thing, and it was a private affair.
Yeah.
It was just us.
yeah.
But it was cool. Like, you've got some heavy hitters from Blind Wave, Akasan, even Greg from The Real Rejects, Seska Says, the Normies. I mean, tons of people that have been in the business a long time and have gone through what we're kind of still new at getting into. So it's definitely something that we were just mind blown when we were able to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, like you're seeing this happen on our channel now, where we're starting to venture into ways that could actually get us into trouble when it comes to copyright. Some of these people have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they have the possibility of losing their channels due to copyright strikes.
I mean, granted, a lot of it is also coming from their reactions to anime.
Sure.
I think that they're very more strict when it comes to, you know, what they can show on that side.
Right.
There are a few things as far as like regular shows. We had a buddy who watched all of Charmed and didn't get one single like hit until the very end, and they hit him all at once, and so his channel got taken down. So
if you guys watch reactions for TV shows on channels like The Real Rejects, I know you guys probably are fans of The Movie Couple as well. Their stream just ended. Now it's time for ours. I love that we can go back to back together. But if you are fans of those channels, understand that there is a lot going on behind the scenes when it comes to how we edit our videos, the amount we put up. Like, we're all trying to get on the same page to follow a specific SOP, essentially, to how we're going to operate. And that's what these little get-togethers are for. So we're working on it. It's cool. But it did give us a little inspiration to move forward and start bringing you reactions to Harley Quinn. Just started. Episode 1. We're going to get more under our belt.
Episode 1 is up, heavily edited, because it's been so long since I edited it. And that was my fault, so if you get mad, I'm so sorry. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, and season 2, we'll be doing that. And then when Cobra Kai comes back, I know that a lot of you guys loved our Cobra Kai reactions. Season 3 will also be whenever that comes out.
And if you've watched Harley Quinn, go back and enjoy it with us. And if you have not, this won't make any sense to you.
Yes.
I brought you this cactus.
Yeah.
No wonder your dad doesn't remember your birthday.
No wonder your dad doesn't remember your birthday. Calendar Man doesn't remember his own son's birthday
He
because
remembers everything else but that.
So yeah, there are just these little quips that get thrown into this show that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
It's the peanut gallery commentary that other characters have in this series that I already know right off the bat. I'm gonna love what they throw at us.
Granted, yes, it is animated, but it is definitely something that if you are not comfortable with your kids watching something with profanity and a little bit more violence and stuff, this is definitely not a show for them.
Tons of violence, tons of profanities, and I
Yeah.
think that's what's great about it is it's definitely adult oriented. It's something that we really haven't gotten. But now we've got it, and you guys have it too if you have HBO Max.
Yeah.
And also, one thing that's kind of been popping up, Vanessa is always on the TikTok, which may not even exist in a little while.
TikTok, yeah.
Working on it. But there's this, we like to bring little things that pop up on the social internetworking.
Oh gosh,
Interwebs.
I know where this is going.
So there is this whole new thing that people are doing with this Nestle Crunch commercial, just the jingle and pulling their dogs. And for me, it breaks my heart every single time. And she keeps shoving them in my face. They are kind of funny.
Some of them are funny, but at the same time, you're like, no, because they're sleeping and they look so cute, and you're pulling them away from their sleepiness.
Some of them were fun and some of them were scary. Clifford, Martin Short.
That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
No!
Why I love Nestle Crunch. That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
No!
That's why I
Last one.
love Nestle Crunch.
He just
Takes
took the whole
the
pillow with
pillow
him.
with him.
Oh,
They're endless.
man.
There are just so many on TikTok of people
Yes.
pulling their little animals, and it breaks my heart every single time because they're comfy, they're cozy, and it's hilarious. So I fell down a rabbit hole of the actual commercial of the little kid scrumptious, why the crunches. I didn't put it on here. I should have, but. Yeah, Nestle Crunch. It's funny the things that pop up and consume
Yeah.
your time and attention. But one thing that consumed our time and attention, I think it's been a few days, but Mulan is going to be making their appearance on Disney Plus. So instead of going to the theatrical release,
At least in the United States.
correct. Again, every time I refer to something like that, I'm talking about myself. So when it comes to us here, we are in Arizona. We're this high when it comes to COVID cases.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't count ourselves as anywhere near the fortunate that get to watch this in theaters. But for us, it is going to be on Disney Plus, but with a price.
Yes. So if you have Disney Plus, then in order for you to watch Mulan when it's available, it is going to be $29.99, one-time fee for it. However, if you are subscribed to Disney Plus, you get to keep Mulan for as long as you have Disney Plus. So it's kind of like you're paying for it, but then you have a monthly fee for it. So it's interesting to see exactly like what they want to do with that.
$30 for Mulan. For me, if it was just me watching it, it's a lot of money. I'd
It
probably
is.
wait for it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll put it on Disney Plus eventually.
Granted, there are two different sides of the story as well too, because you got the $29.99, which if you have a really big family, that is a steal for them.
Yep.
But yes, like you said, like the people who are maybe like one or two people, one person, maybe two or three people, like it doesn't really make sense to get that at all and maybe wait for it to be there. But granted, I did have a couple questions when it came to this. Like one, if it's going to be on Disney Plus and then you pay the one-time fee to technically get it early, isn't it going to be on Disney Plus later for customers who didn't pay for it later? Like if they're Disney Plus users, but they didn't opt to pay for it, do they get to get it later? And it's going to be already added to Disney Plus, so they don't have to pay the $29.99.
You're playing for the exclusivity. You're paying for the exclusivity. You're paying for the ability to see it before everybody else. And it does. What I think sucks is that the person that doesn't have Disney Plus but does want to watch Mulan now not only has to pay the $7 fee or $9 if you're in Canada, and then in addition you end up having to pay the $30 on top of that. So $37 just to watch Mulan if you are not currently a Disney Plus subscriber. I think that kind of sucks. It's expensive.
Right, too. And it's like, okay, so now you have to pay for Disney Plus to have it just to watch Mulan, but then you got to pay the $29.99, and then it's like maybe they're hoping that people will just stay with Disney Plus and
Right.
pay the monthly fee every night because they're lazy, because that's what would happen to me.
I mean,
And I will say that that's probably going to happen because it could happen possibly, and that's probably what they're wanting. But it also begs the different, like, are they going to allow to put it on like the way that they're doing it now, where some of them are on Amazon Prime, that you can purchase it to watch them earlier, or on some other streaming platform, so that others who don't have Disney Plus have the ability to watch it. But, you know, Disney is Disney, and they like their exclusives, so it's probably going to stick on Disney Plus.
and it does set up a precedence, though, when it comes to Disney. Like, if they did this for Mulan, and I know Mulan's been getting backlash. Mulan and the actors have been getting backlash just for their stance on Hong Kong. And so I completely understand why there is a backlash. So at the same time, like, do they feel like maybe instead of going out and putting it into the theaters where people could make some sort of stand against the release, then again, they might be releasing it overseas in those markets.
Right.
But at the same time, putting it in everybody's homes, they can watch it on their own, and, you know, basically give them the money without people really knowing that they're giving them the money. And maybe this is the best way for them to just be able to clean up the loose ends of all that money that they weren't going to get by waiting so long. They've already put out all the trailers when it comes to their marketing.
Right.
So it's really like, we've got to drop it now, and already everybody's, you know, aware of what's going on with the backlash towards the actors. So let's cut our losses, put it out. We've got a $200 million budget they got to make up, and then
Yeah.
some.
that's
But at the
right.
same time, it's pissing off theater owners too because of it. So if
Yeah.
Disney's willing to do it, where Disney was always kind of the company to play game, is it going to prevent them from possibly, or is it going to set up a precedence for them to do it maybe with Black Widow?
Now, granted, I think that with them doing Mulan, like, this is going to be where they're going to determine whether or not to do it for Black Widow. I personally think that they're going to push it. I think that Kevin Feige is probably going to go in and be like, no, we should wait and push it till next year if we can. And just kind of push everything so that way you can have that full theatrical release for the Marvel movies.
Right.
But at the same time, if Mulan does do well and they do see that they can make a profit off of sending these movies to Disney Plus and having some of them on theaters outside of the US where they are allowed to go to the theaters, it's very possible that we could be seeing Black Widow on Disney Plus, or
And-
those who live outside that don't have
And
can
the
watch it in theaters.
The nice thing that I see about them pushing off Marvel and saying, yeah, let's wait, let's push it out, it gives them a chance to kind of catch up, take a breath, and be able to produce. Now, granted, they're not able to produce when it comes to filming the movies, so maybe just being able to put the movies together and think of what the next steps are going to be in terms of story, character, directors, which we know that was also something that got announced yesterday. Well, not announced, but it was broken in terms of news, but they haven't confirmed it at the top tier levels yet. But, you know, when it comes down to Mulan, I'm excited for it. I mean, it's the visuals. It's a movie that we definitely were anticipating. It looks beautiful. Even people who have seen it are just so happy that they were able to see it in theaters. Yeah. And when it comes down to it, like, we will be there. We will be there opening day.
We will watch it, and we can tell you right now, we will have a review for it up as well. So, you know, if you are kind of on the edge of whether or not to get it, if you don't have Disney Plus, whether or not to get Disney Plus to watch the movie. Granted, there are tons of other things that are on Disney Plus that I think that it's worth to have a Disney Plus subscription.
Imagineering Story.
That is a good one. They have another one coming out for Howard Ashman.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other different documentaries on there, like the prop culture.
Yeah,
like
prop
I like
culture.
those. There's a lot of fun, and then of course the Disney movies that you know and love. So
it's definitely worth it. Come back to our channel around that time. We'll let you know if you're hanging on and you're not sure if that's something you want to watch. So we did end up getting a donation, guys. It's getting to the point where getting through all the comments is going to be really tough. So we're going to have to skim these, get to whoever we can. But Matt G, once again, dropping a $1.50 into the comment section. Super chat. thank you so much. Super chats, you can do Streamlabs donations, Patreon. We appreciate those that jumped into the Patreon because, like we said,
We do
Harley Quinn.
Yes, we do full watch-alongs on our Patreon at the $5 tier.
So, in keeping in the vein, actually, let's get to the comments. Let's read a few from you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are going to love Harley Quinn from Escape the Matrix. Yeah, man, just by looking at it so far, we definitely feel like that is something that is right up our alley. So we're looking forward to
Johnny
it.
Sweet 13. Johnny Sweet 13 says, hey, you two finally caught it live.
Yeah!
Live! We are live. We are doing the things.
Hello there.
Going
Hello
doing
there.
the things. Spoken like a true cunning linguist, Vanessa. Watch
and
Mulan in IMAX. Disney sucks now. Yeah, I mean, it's the way of the world right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is. That's kind of how it's going. So we understand that they're trying to make it work with the things going on in the world. So let's see.
They just do this with Wonder Woman, Tenet, and New Mutants. Personally, for me, like, I hope they don't do it for Tenet. I really want to watch that in IMAX. That is one movie that I do want to see full screen. Even if it did came to, I don't know if I would. I would want to hold off because that is one I definitely would want to see. Same with Wonder Woman. I'd love to see that in theaters too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
New Mutants, I could watch at home.
I could watch New Mutants at home. I think because
Yeah.
it has taken so long, and plus we know it came from the Fox, corporation at least when it was created. And yeah, it's Disney just kind of giving it its due diligence because we've been waiting for it for so long. I could watch New Mutants at home, no problem. But when it comes to Mulan, I could also watch Mulan at home with no problem.
Sure.
It's movies like Tenet or Bill and Ted's, unfortunately,
Yeah.
where I would love to wait and see them in the theaters. Ghostbusters, 100%. I am so glad they were one of the
pushed it
first
off,
ones.
yeah.
One of the first ones to change the date and say, yeah, we're coming next year. I love Ghostbusters. And yeah, I mean, there's certain movies that I'm willing to watch at home, and you know what? Every single one of them I will watch at home if they make the choice that they're gonna put them on at home instead.
Right. We got Brian Nussbaum says, don't know why they offer the $30 for Mulan. Why not just make it free exclusive like how Hamilton was an exclusive to streaming services? I think it's more so because they need to make money back for a movie that and they like making money, and they need to make their money back for a movie. For
200
producing a
million.
movie like that. So
200 million.
I get it. I think it's a little bit different when it comes to production for a theater show like Hamilton versus a theatrical movie that is supposed to be for theaters, and then they made the choice to put it there. So I think that's the reason why.
Yeah, much more money that they need to recuperate when it comes to Mulan, and I feel like they crunched the numbers and they realized what could help them be, and funny enough, more than likely not would help them make the money back. That's probably the number they put in to make the billion back.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to hit their billion mark and kind of keep up with the rest of the movies that they've come out with for live action.
Right.
They are like, yeah, this is going to hit our billion. But yeah, I mean, it's understandable in the climate and the way things are going right now. Completely understandable that is what they're going to do.
Yes, we've got Escape the Matrix. I have to get the best bang for my buck, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Makes sense.
Definitely
If it's great and you spent money on it, hell, I don't even mind. And you know what? Disney, talking about behind the scenes stuff when it comes to the channels, we've talked about Disney in the past. Disney treats us very well in terms of not taking money for trailers and reviews and stuff.
That's
Disney has been very, very accepting.
Disney themselves. Now, granted, if the trailer has music
Yeah.
that is not like trailer-esque music, and it's more like
Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor Ragnarok, like they'll claim that
they'll
stuff.
claim that stuff because of the music.
But it's not Disney. So if Disney, lets us keep money for our videos that is Disney related, unlike Universal or Warner's, where they take that stuff even before you make it public.
they embrace us for
Yeah.
doing that because
Yeah.
it's free advertisement.
Or
for
they
them.
just don't know about it, but I highly doubt it. It's Disney.
I'm pretty sure they got their ears to the ground for
Skip
that.
and Tosh donated $1.99. Keep up
Thank
the
you.
streaming, y'all. Appreciate it. We love it. Thank you. I mean, we're finally starting to get all the technology together and being able to use it for us. I'm starting to fill out these buttons here on this Stream Deck.
One of our friends, Kendra, she says, I think you should do it up like a big premiere party and watch it over at our buddy Travis. If you guys all know who Travis is, he does our late in the week. Better late than never is when he used to do it. It's possible. He's got a big projector, maybe.
I don't like projectors because it does cut down the
quality.
lumens. The lumens cause it to just be darker. I like to see it in a dark room with a good sound system. However, you know, I mean, it's something at least. You know, it's in the vein of getting together and all of us 6 feet apart with masks on, which we would have done anyways if we saw it in the theater. So. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Robert, you're like a kid with a new toy with the soundboard. Go for it. Hell yeah, I've got plenty on here too. Yeah, it definitely is something. I've got a couple new ones in here too, so I'll save those for when the time comes. But yeah, I guess moving on, we can get into the other aspect of theater owners that is in the world of entertainment.
Streaming movies, they might have a exclusive with AMC and Universal.
Well, they worked it out so that way they're not going to take their ball and go home from each other.
Yeah.
So Fast and Furious, obviously $1 billion franchise per film. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, $1 billion franchise per film. So those are big monies being taken away from AMC theaters when they essentially were fighting Universal about the Troll debacle, Trolls World Tour, when they released it at home, and they took that as a slap in the face, and AMC said, screw you, Universal, we are not going to be showing your movies. But they worked it out.
Yeah, because I highly doubt that AMC can survive without the Fast and the Furious franchise and Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Those are two main ones that are coming out soon, so they're like, well, we kind of need that. So.
Big ones. They're big titles. It's big money.
Yeah.
It's obviously big money for Universal. I mean, they're putting money. They're going all in when it comes to Fast and Furious and Jurassic World, at least when it comes to their parks as well.
Every time we do these streams, too, I'm just a little sidebar here. Every time we do the streams, I'm always thinking of different things that he could put on the stream deck here. And one of them is, I win the money. I won the money from
Vegas Vacation.
Oh yeah, I won the money from Vegas Vacation. You got Sid Caesar, who
love Sid Caesar.
Plays that part in that movie.
I love him in It's a Mad World.
I won the money.
He's the coach in Grease. But yeah, I mean, Universal and AMC, it is a partnership. They've worked it out to where I guess it was like 70 some days that they had to keep the movie in the theaters, or they don't release it in theaters and it would go straight to DVD, video, and all that. But I guess now they're getting it to the point where they can do it after 17 days, and then after 17 days they can keep it in the theater.
But also have it at home too. So it allows those who don't really like going to the theaters anyways and are okay with watching it at home. Now you'll be able to watch it at home even though it's at the theaters as well.
And it's definitely a partnership that we are happy about because we go to AMC. The videos that you see us do reviews for when it comes to movies are done at our local AMC. The AMC crew, general manager, and everybody there, all the managers, are very, very accepting and friendly and welcoming to us filming there. Now, granted, when they reopen, we probably won't be doing that, just not to spend so much time and be filling up the place with all our particles. But when it comes down to it, they've been very helpful for us as well, and understanding and supportive when it comes to what we do with the channel. And so Universal partnering with AMC, I'm glad because we'll get to see Fast and Furious. We'll get to see Jurassic World, which, I didn't get the picture. I forgot about it. But did you see the picture of Sam Neill and Ellie Sattler's chairs? Funny how I went Sam Neill and then Ellie Sattler as the character, Laura Dern, Alan Grant. I'm so excited for that movie, and I am excited for Fast and Furious as well.
Yeah, I feel it's amazing to see how the Fast and the Furious franchise has kind of skyrocketed ever since they came back. Because you had the first three, and then after Tokyo Drift, it's kind of like, okay, well, there really isn't anywhere to go from here, sort of, and they kind of dropped. And then they came back, and they made it bigger and better, bigger and bigger, and bigger. Let's hope they go to space. Did they go to space in one of them?
They're gonna go to space in the next one. I mean,
Okay.
isn't that the plan? Space?
Maybe.
Yeah. When it comes to Fast and Furious, it's because they needed to do it together. it needed to be done together. They started separating, and I'm getting more popular, and I need to go off, Vin Diesel. And then Paul Walker stuck it out, but then even Paul Walker was like, okay, maybe not. And so he dipped out after 2. And, it was like, well, you know what? Maybe there is money to be had here. Maybe there is something of worth to put together to create this franchise, and you watched it happen. It was kind of a joke at first in terms of just people that weren't fans of the franchise. I worked at the theater when the Fast and Furious movies started coming back out, and the fans were rabid, very rabid. They were all a certain kind too. They were gearheads, car fans, people that loved watching, the action,
Gear.
the spy thriller aspect mixed in with all the badass cars and races. And it grew because it became something more than that.
For me personally, where I saw it, where I was like, okay, maybe I could get into that, was after Fast 5, that movie, when you brought The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and his chemistry, his
What got
charisma,
me in the theater.
his charisma when he's on screen. So, and then they even so much go off and do their spin-off, which I really like. I like Hobbs and Shaw, so it works.
It worked. That's the thing, is it worked. It shouldn't have worked, but embracing the mad, embracing the crazy, embracing the over-the-top was what really did end up getting people like me, the general audience in terms of Fast and Furious films, because I would consider myself more the general audience because I wasn't a fan and I didn't really follow it. I watched the first movie, but the second movie that I ended up watching was because they brought The Rock into Fast 5. That got me into the theater. I checked it out. I was like, that was fun. Then I jumped back off, and the last one that I saw was Hobbs and Shaw. And it was enjoyable. It was good. I need to go back and watch them, though. Yeah. I've got some time. I was going to do it. I was going to watch all of them before we got to the new one coming out, but I've got time.
Now that they pushed it off, we have time to watch them all again.
Little bit more time. So going back to the comments section, let's see. The theaters are open here in New Zealand. You're lucky, but unfortunately all the big movies are being held back. Understandable, but that's about to change. So on the plus side, Star Wars A New Hope is being played, so I'm in for that. Always love going back to the theaters to watch Star Wars. I've done it multiple times. Any of those movies. Back to the Future I've done multiple times. Ghostbusters we've done multiple times.
I've done Lion King when they brought that back.
Yep.
Indiana Jones. Yeah, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there has quite a bit of times where we just go back and watch, like, classic movies. There's just something about going to a movie theater and just watching it there. That's what I like. I like the experience of going to the movie theater and just being there. Plus the fact that I'm not distracted by anything else, really, unless there are people in the theater that are not being considerate. But other than that, going and watching the movie there, you're kind of immersed in the story. And that's what I love about going to the theaters, is because you are essentially a part of it. You're just, on the...
part of that world.
Basically.
She's got a cosplay coming out. Be on the lookout for that.
Oh,
Ariel. Vanessa's going to get back into the cosplays. Although she's all dressed up and nowhere to go, unfortunately. So, where's that whole thing happening? You guys doing like a Disney quiz going on sometime soon?
Yeah, it'll be online somewhere with Abby and...
Abby for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right. The Schmodown gang.
And Kristen
sure.
and Janine, so...
Schmodown's coming all. Like, I've got the ultimate Schmodown match against Jeff Snyder coming up. Not sure when it's airing, but that's coming down the pipe, so I'm really looking forward to that. Is it down the pipe or down the pike? I think it's down the pipe, like turnpike. But down the pipe also is very
Sounds
Mario.
good too, yeah.
I like either or.
Both
it works. It works for me. But yeah, I think it is down the pike. Eric Lane says, how much are they going to jack up the AMC A-list price when they reopen?
Good question.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I did pay $20 a month for it. $19.99? Yeah, $20 a month for my A-list when I had it. Obviously, right now they're not taking money from me because of everything that's going on.
Right.
And other states like New York and LA, those were like $25 a month. So who knows? We'll see.
Brian Nussbaum said, I wanted to see Late to the Party Civil War in the Schmodown. Yeah, there's a possibility Vanessa and I could eventually fight. It's not like it's out of the question. It probably will happen, but with tournaments and everything going on, They're probably not going to do like those regular exhibition regulation matches. Had she been in the Ultimate Schmodown, then yeah, of course, there was always that possibility that we could have ended up meeting up with each other. There's still a possibility on the brackets that I could eventually meet up with Tim Franco, depending on how all the matches play out. But
Right.
It's definitely a toss-up when it comes to the movie trivia Schmodown. So if you're not fans of the Schmodown or you haven't even seen the Schmodown, SEN Live, check out the channel, all the Schmodown matches. Go find us on there, Late to the Party Schmodown in the search bar. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up for our video right now, because I know a lot of you forgot, because I always forget every time I watch a video. And I'm like, oh crap, hit the thumbs up. So yeah, moving on from Universal and AMC, I'm very happy that they came together, stay together for the kids. We did get an announcement about Nia DaCosta. Possible announcement. News broke. It's not confirmed.
It's not really confirmed, but she is in talks, or there have been talks of her coming in being the director for Captain Marvel 2, which I am excited for. I feel like, and I'm really excited. I wish, because of this COVID-19, if COVID-19 never happened, we would have already known by now. We've already seen Candyman. As far as everybody knows, she directed the new Candyman. So I'm looking forward to seeing that movie next year when that comes out. So this is like one of those, okay, it's cool that they're in talks now to see who they want to direct the new movies. But for me personally, I want to wait until I see what she did with Candyman. And if, I want to see her style of, the style of her movies and stuff. And then from there be like, okay, I feel like that would be an interesting take to be for Captain Marvel.
And that style definitely plays a huge part when it comes to their movies. I mean, Taika Waititi, you can go back and look at any one of his movies and you can see his style. And then you watch Thor Ragnarok, there it is. He does bring his type of films to these franchises, and I'm happy that they're able to kind of allow certain directors to do that. I really wish it would have happened with Edgar Wright and Ant-Man, but at the same time, maybe that was just a little too wild for them. And then it went to Peyton Reed, I believe, ended up doing Ant-Man. But yeah, Nia DaCosta, I'm very, very anxious to see what she does with Candyman. I love the trailer. They've only released one trailer too, so I love that they're holding off, pushing it back.
Yeah, I guess Eric Lane said it is still slated for this year, but it's very possible it's going to be pushed till next year.
I hope it's October. I hope it's October. I felt like it would be this year.
Yeah.
I felt like it's one that if it's going to come later this year. But at the same time, I also feel like there is that possibility that they will not end up having it be in theaters. I feel like it will end up going to VOD essentially. But Captain Marvel 2. I wasn't a huge fan of Captain Marvel 2, not in the sense that I didn't not like it, and I didn't really like it. As I watched it, I enjoyed it. That's the only time I ever saw it, was that one time. I have a friend who watched Captain Marvel and she cried because of very beautiful moments that rang true for her, and she loved it. And she's going through right now all the MCU movies in chronological order, so that's why Captain Marvel was up in the front. And she's a fan in the sense that she's seen quite a few of them when they came out, but hasn't revisited. So she went back, she's going through them all, and Captain Marvel meant something to her. Captain Marvel didn't mean a whole lot to me, but I liked certain aspects that they did with Captain Marvel in terms of everybody in the universe. Brie Larson, I love Brie Larson. I really do love Brie Larson. I love Brie Larson as an actress, just as a person, and then I love Brie Larson as her characters. To me, as Captain Marvel, little lackluster because it felt like she was on the stern type and held that the entire time. But there were certain aspects of it that I love, like in Avengers Endgame. Hey, Peter Parker, got something for me? Love it. I love how she's staring down at him. I love how badass she is. I love that little line about, what's going on here on Earth is happening everywhere. Damn, that brought a lot of weight to what is going on with Captain Marvel, at least not being there in terms of Endgame. Because guess what? Plenty more story to tell in the world of Captain Marvel.
And I never realized this, but I like Brie Larson ever since. And I didn't realize this until I found, remembered. But she's also in a Disney Channel original movie. And I liked her since then, too. So I can't really remember. It's Right on Track. It's about racing. But it was fun. I loved her in Scott
Days
Pilgrim
of
versus
Thunder.
the World.
Yeah, I didn't even realize she was
Envy.
it took me a little while to realize that she was in 21 Jump Street. Like
Oh yeah. And her character in 21 Jump Street.
I
like,
love her character in 21 Jump Street, especially when she's all like going through the
different
symptoms.
the different stages
of the drug.
of the drug. And then of course, if you guys know Community, she was in Community as well for
Yeah.
a couple episodes, and I really liked her in there too.
She was perfect for Abed too,
Yeah.
and I love that character. I love the way she approached the character. It's just I feel like when she gets a little bit more to time and basically character to flourish on, like she'll be able to do that because she's still finding herself. And when you're a superhero, you're kind of looming. You can't all be swagger and badass like Robert Downey Jr. And when it comes down to like Chris Evans as Captain America, he was the kid, he was the underdog who did right, and he plays it well. Everyone had a role to play. Captain Marvel, I feel like the ones getting upset, or at least the ones that are justfully getting upset, are the ones that had stake in the character because they read the comics and they had it up here what they wanted to see, and they felt they weren't getting it. So that I understand. There's still time to correct that. Nia DaCosta, I feel like hopefully will do good. Also at the same
Kong
time,
Skull
though,
Island.
that's right, Brie Larson. I feel like Nia DaCosta, though, if they don't come out and announce it, if it comes out and Candyman isn't good, like, is there a chance that they could end up pulling
Colin Trevorrow.
and just recast her? And they're like, we never said it was her.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright was attached to Ant-Man until he wasn't. So
Right.
there is that possibility it doesn't happen. But at the same time, I'm excited to see it actually come to fruition. I would love to see what they'll do with all the characters and how they expand on it when it comes to the series. What is it? The What If? And then, of course,
yeah,
all
I'm so
the
excited
series
about
that we're getting.
Yeah, I mean, we should have been getting.
Yeah, I'm surprised nothing came out during Comic-Con.
This week for Winter Soldier, or this month, or maybe this month for the Falcon and Winter Soldier. But, they pushed that back too, so who knows? And then WandaVision should be coming out too, so we've got a lot down the road.
Down the pike. I saw an explanation up here about down the pike. Let me see if I can find it. Down the pike means in the course of events or more recently in the future. Pike here is short for turnpike. Turnpike, and the phrase refers metaphorically to something coming from further along the road. So yeah, down the turnpike.
Thanks, Garth.
Thanks, Garth McMurray. All right, party on, Garth. And yeah, I mean it's definitely cool that Nia DaCosta, and they're making it more diverse too. I love that they're keeping up with the diversity. They're getting some talented individuals that are coming from the independent world. There was always those that came from the music video world when it came to directors, and they're like, even Michael Bay came from music videos.
Are you talking about the one guy that came from music videos by like doing some of the My Chemical Romance music, and then
he did the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot.
remake.
Yeah, he did the remake of it with Jackie Earle Haley, and then of course like Mick G ended up doing Charlie's Angels and all that. He came from music videos.
You gotta start somewhere though,
right? But what I'm saying is Nia DaCosta came from independent film. It came from shorts.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to a lot of the directors that you're seeing pop up. Extraction, was that the one with Chris Hemsworth that was on Netflix? Even that director, although he was a stunt double when it came to Chris Evans and others, yeah, and Hemsworth.
I was gonna say Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth. I was gonna say Chris Pine. God, there's so many Chris's.
Chris Pratt.
Who's your favorite Chris? 1, 2, 3. Chris Evans. No, okay.
I don't have one. Chris Stuckman? I don't know. Actually, I've never seen a Chris Stuckman video. It's weird. I haven't seen one ever. Yeah, I'm a Jeremy Johns guy. Like, it's just something about the presence. I just, it never even pops up in my recommendations. So I might be a huge
you
fan
guys in the
after
chat,
watching
who's your
some.
favorite Chris? Put that in the chat. It's
Christopher
Chris Evans,
Lloyd.
though.
Christopher
There you go.
Lloyd's my favorite
There's your Christopher Lloyd. So good, but Chris
so
Evans.
versatile. Can we talk about how versatile an actor Christopher Lloyd is? From Fester to freaking Doc Brown to Judge Doom. I mean, even the freaking thief in Dennis the Menace. When he tries to put one over on Dennis, and Dennis just jacks him up under the bridge. Yeah, I mean he's able to just transfer. Rasputin and Anastasia. Like, even his voiceover work is just so damn good. But yeah, the Chris's. There's plenty to go around when it comes to them. But yeah, Nia DaCosta coming from
Johnny Sweet
short
13
films.
says Vanessa should be in Captain Marvel 2. If I were to be in Captain Marvel 2, I want to be the villain because I'm such a sweet person in real life, so I want to play someone evil and vile.
She wants to turn dark.
Yeah.
Vanessa already turned to the dark side when she helped destroy Late to the Party. I say help because it was kind
You
of
were
a
the one that
two-person-
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I destroyed Late to the Party. When it comes to the Schmodown, I tried to keep us together, but at the first sign they were like, "Sorry, we can only take one of you." I was like, "Bye," and then went on to the usual suspects. So hopefully I don't let Sam Levine down. What up, Late to the Party? Been a hot minute. From Paul Bateman. I just moved everything around, so I don't know where all the buttons are.
Hello there.
I still need to put the General Kenobi one on here, but I'll do that for next time. So, James Cameron directed a music video starring Catherine Bigelow in it. That makes sense. Chris Pratt, a.k.a. Burt Macklin.
Krispy Kreme.
Burt Macklin.
I see what you said it.
I love Burt Macklin from Parks and Rec. I would love to see Burt Macklin and who was the other? Damn it! There was a duo that I wanted to see as a duo buddy
Chris Kringle.
cop.
I forgot what he says in that
Papa Shisho.
There we go. Papa Shisho.
Chris Evans, Captain America changed his life as a person. Have you read his tweets?
Yes, I read his tweets.
Yeah, I mean, I see his tweets every once in a while, but I mean, he definitely is an advocate for all things just, essentially. Let's see, Star Trek 3, they steal Christopher Lloyd's Klingon Bird of Prey, and then use it in Star Trek 4 to go back in time, rescue whales, and then go back to the future in Lloyd's vehicle. Yeah, and I love when eventually they take out Christopher Lloyd in Star Trek 3, and he does like that weird fall thing with his legs as he like falls off the cliff down into the lava. It doesn't stand up, but yeah, Christopher Lloyd, a Klingon.
Okay, I need to watch all of the original Star Trek movies too, because the only Star Trek movies I've seen are the newer ones.
I mean,
2009 on, so those are the only 3 I've seen.
You didn't watch Wrath of Khan at all?
I watched bits and pieces, but that's not really watching the whole movie.
What is it? The with the whales? Is that Voyage Home?
Which one is the one where Picard and Kirk together? Is
Generations.
That a movie? Is
It's
that
Generations?
Okay.
Generations.
I've seen
First
that part
Contact,
when he's like talking to
Insurrection,
him and they're on horses.
Nemesis with Tom Hardy, with sickly Tom Hardy. It's so weird seeing Tom Hardy so little and sickly in Nemesis. I like all the new Star Trek movies. I was never a fan of the Star Trek Next Generation show, just because I didn't watch it. But when it came to the movies, I was all in, and I watched those in theaters as they came out. But the last story on our list is an announcement that came from Rocksteady themselves.
Rocksteady. If you guys all know who Rocksteady is, they are the ones who are to make the Arkham series games.
Yeah, when it comes to Arkham.
All 3 of them.
Well, yeah, 3 of the 4. And I understand, they skipped, what was it, Origins,
yeah.
But they ended up making the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight.
That's such a good trilogy right there. I think out of the 3, though, I want to say Arkham City is probably my favorite.
For me, it's Arkham Knight because of the evolution. Like, I love how each one is a step above when it comes to what you're capable of doing as Batman. Mm-hmm. Arkham Knight is very closed and very small in a great way. It's a great story. It's claustrophobic. I mean, it is done really well to the point where I would go revisit it multiple times until they expanded the world, and then it was hard for me to go back.
Now, I know that a lot of people had issues with the Batmobile. In Arkham Knight, I personally really liked the Batmobile in Arkham Knight, to be honest. Like, I did like, that was one of the aspects that I did like. I need to go back and get all the Riddler trophies, because I did that already in Arkham City and I did it in Arkham Asylum, and now I have to go back and do it in Arkham Knight.
And it's funny because Rocksteady really hasn't done a whole lot in terms of their variety. You've got the 3 Batman movies, and then there was one that was like Riot Patrol, where basically you're super cops that kill a bunch of rioters. not very topical, or at least it doesn't hold up today.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the games, yeah, they've done an amazing job with Arkham, and at least in the DC universe, and they're going to expand on that. So they said they were going to expand on that when it comes down to Suicide Squad, and they just released a picture that has, the target on the back of Superman's head. And there was a domain name even said that was like "Kill the Justice League" or "Kill the League."
Yeah, but even there, like if you look at it, and I've been reading on it too, a lot of people are saying like that is not Superman, that's Bizarro.
That would be badass. Yeah, that's even better.
Like,
that's even better.
Like Bizarro a little bit. So.
I would be cool with that. That's an aspect that we didn't really ever get into when it comes to live action. I mean, you got Superman 3 where Superman does kind of go up against himself, but it's not in the true vein of Bizarro. So I would absolutely love for them to touch on that too, because one, if they want to keep it in the vein of, storytelling and not just, we're going to go kill all the members of the Justice League. It's like, well, how about let's take on Superman, but let's not go all the boys, and let's go on after the Bizarro Superman. So you're still going after Superman. He's still a villain that's even bigger than them as villains, to where it's like if he conquers, and they're all screwed too.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the fact that I'm curious to see how they would do this game. I'm excited that they're doing a Suicide Squad game, because then you have the Rogues Gallery essentially of different villains within the DC universe. They have an established thing with the Suicide Squad because of the movies. So the general audience kind of already know who they are too. So, you get those people who are like, well, Suicide Squad, let me go ahead and see what this is all about. And then if James Gunn's movie is amazing and everyone enjoys that movie, then it pushes it even up further. So,
and when you hear that they're releasing a game and there's a movie connected, just in the sense that this movie is coming out around the same time the game's coming out around the same time, you're practically cousins. But when it comes down to it, they're not together. First thing when they said there's a Suicide Squad game coming, I'm like, okay, well, they're just connecting it to the movie. Is it going to be, based on the movie? In which case, those don't work out too well.
I think with Rocksteady, because of their track record when it comes to Batman games, I think that's where my head is going. And I'm like, okay, they'll just do an original story for the game, and I'm all for that. Especially now, too, because, a lot of people are playing the Avengers beta right now, and I haven't even seen a lot of hype when it comes to that. Where people are like, oh my god, this is amazing. There are people who are saying that it's good. There are people who are still hesitant. I'm still hesitant, but it's more so because of the way that they look. So we'll see.
You got to get your hands on it and play the game to be able to figure out if it's something that is up your alley. It may be something you play. Crystal Dynamics for the Marvel game, the Avengers game. I mean, Crystal Dynamics absolutely love what they've done with the Tomb Raider series, and so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt till I play it. Steve Anthony, hi, have your Harley Quinn reactions been blocked?
No, we just have the one.
We just have the one.
For now.
We just started.
Yeah,
we
just started. So we just have the one right now. So we will be getting some up soon, so don't fret. They haven't been blocked or anything, so...
we're going to try and film some more today and or tomorrow. So you should be seeing them in a couple days. So yeah, definitely stick close to that. But on that vein too, what's the gameplay going to be like for Suicide Squad? What are they going for? Because when it comes down to it, I mean, it is a multi-person squad. I mean, are you just going to be one person and you're going to have all these NPCs with you? Or is it going to be a multiplayer aspect where they bring other people in, kind of like The Division, where everyone kind of jumps in on the squad, which I don't like that, if that's the case. But I like playing solo.
Yeah,
I like
I'm more
doing
of a
story
campaign
mode
type person too, storyline type person. I'm not an online gamer. The only time that I've ever played something online was Battlefront for a short amount of time, and then Call of Duty Zombies, and that's it.
Right.
So I'm more of a storyline, campaign, alone type person. I mean, if you already know, my favorite games right now are
Spider-Man?
Tomb Raider, Spider-Man. Yeah, I love Spider-Man too, but Tomb Raider is probably my all-time favorite.
Borderlands.
I love the way you can play, the controls, everything about it.
Borderlands for me, definitely the Arkham series games, Spider-Man as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And the fact that they just announced too that if it's only exclusively to PlayStation that you will have Spider-Man part of the team too. So
Right, yeah, for Marvel
for
essentially, which is
Avengers.
pretty badass
yeah.
for the
which
Avengers.
I get
game.
it.
Yeah, but
Sony.
and Rocksteady already did their whole venture into playing other characters besides Batman, because they did give you the ability to do the DLC where you were Harley Quinn,
Harley, yeah.
and
You're gonna
granted
go
it
get
was
Poison Ivy.
it was very short. It was very short, and I wish they would have developed it a little bit more. Maybe all the DLCs
and then, of course,
were.
you played Catwoman.
Yeah, you had the Catwoman aspect too. I forgot about that. That ran during the game
Right.
too. So I mean, why not? If they want to take turns type things,
And
you're
Nightwing.
doing,
So there's a bunch of them that you get to play.
it's true. Yeah, I mean, and they have ventured off into giving us Harley Quinn, which more than likely will be a part of the Suicide Squad when it comes to.
You know what
the
I would
game.
like though? I would like the way that Borderlands do it, because you have a bunch of different Vault Hunters that you get to pick which one you want to play, and that's the character that you play throughout the story, like throughout the whole story. And I would really like the fact, like if they did it where you get to pick which Suicide Squad person you get to play, and that way you have the ability. Then it has the ability for, you know, playing the game again, because then you're like, okay, well, let me play the game with this character, let me play with this character, because each of those characters have different strengths to them. So I would be really interested to be like, okay, well, let me play as this character throughout the whole game, and then I can go back and play it again with this character instead, and go back and play in this character instead.
Which makes sense. It does kind of check all the boxes when it comes to character traits. I mean, you've got your brute with like Killer Croc, you've got the sniper with Deadshot, even Captain Boomerang could end up becoming, you know, some sort of like, you know, ranged fighter, and then you've got the melee fighter, which is Harley Quinn, and then
Right.
any variety. It doesn't even have to be any of those. It could be any of the number of, well, Enchantress
Members,
could end up
yeah,
becoming
any
the
number of-
magical
any
user, magic
members of
user,
the
baby.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways they can go with it. Until they said Rocksteady. Once they said Rocksteady, I was in. Granted, when Marvel and Avengers said Crystal Dynamics, I was in.
You're thinking, oh, Tomb Raider, but you know, right
I'm
now,
willing to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes down to
right. Well, I
what they can do.
want to play the game first, because just seeing it right now without playing the game, it does. I'm like, meh. I don't know.
For
Like, I'm
Avengers.
not excited, but I
Yeah.
still want to play the game just to be like, okay, well, maybe I was wrong, but you know, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it does make absolute sense to have that kind of hesitation.
Yeah, and maybe we'll
60
play
bucks
these
a game.
games on our Twitch. We got to get into that too.
Well, I mean, I was going to do it for
Maybe.
Last of Us 2, and then I played it. And, yeah, it just...
It's so much work to set it up
it-
if you don't have
yeah.
a room.
Yeah, if you
for
don't
it.
have a dedicated spot, like
Yeah.
our dedicated spot is our living room. Like this is our dining room that
Yeah.
we film in. It's no longer a dining room. This is where we work. And then of course the living room is where we work for some show reactions, mostly the longer ones. But yeah, setting it up and putting it away after every single time. We're lazy if you can't tell. Late to the party, it's in the name. But yeah, I'm excited for Suicide Squad, both the film and the game. So it's definitely going to be a treat, especially when we get more than likely a trailer, hopefully a trailer for either the game or the movie too, coming out at the DC.
It's a
yeah.
DC fandom that's coming out on August
22nd.
22nd, which is the day after my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Vanessa! Send your
This
Patreon
is my birthday
stuff in.
month.
Yeah,
Send super chats.
send. We'll do a birthday stream. You want to do a birthday stream?
Yeah, do you guys want me to do a birthday stream? Maybe I'll do a birthday stream. I'll get drunk on a birthday stream for you guys.
I didn't even think getting drunk, but all right, she put it out there. So we're going to get Vanessa drunk on a birthday stream. Maybe we'll bring guests on for that one. When's your birthday? The 21st?
21st, which is a Friday.
That is a Friday. So mark your calendars, everybody. Vanessa said, birthday stream, we're going to be drinking.
Maybe.
We're going to... No, it's too late. You said it.
Dang.
You put it out into the world, and the world is pushing back. So
We'll play games. We'll have fun. We'll do things. You know, we'll come up with stuff.
Good, now we're having fun.
definitely. But yeah, we'll go to the comment section.
This is it now because I said I don't want to drink.
Shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.
Oh, Vanessa.
Basically.
And all of us after it happens.
Oh my god!
But I'm like, that's what we need to do more of. We need to do more shoot the shit
Shoot from the hip.
type streams. Those ones are the best. Those are the ones that I fell in love with. All the pundits of different channels was them just shooting the shit. So
Yes, I will be 19.
you just, oh man, I almost put it in here though. You just did like a whole thing from the Beverly Hillbillies. Either way,
No, I will be old enough to drink.
she
Legally.
doesn't want to give her age away. Honestly, I have no clue how old she is.
I will be
Late 20s?
I will be 29.
29. You're pushing the threshold, Vanessa.
Yeah,
You're almost
I will
into
be
the 30s.
29.
The dirty 30s. You're almost there.
I'm a youngin'.
She is a youngin'. So let's go to the comment section. Yes, the Page Master, Christopher Lloyd, was also in Buckaroo
Oh, yes,
Banzai.
Page Master.
Yeah, I saw Page Master in theaters, in the same theater in Douglas, Arizona, that I saw Mission Impossible and The Rocketeer, all in the same 2-screen theater.
I would be down if Rocksteady did a Rocksteady and Bebop,
and
game for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Just a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Yeah, that would be awesome. And then they've got Bebop and Rocksteady. Late to the birthday party. All right, Gar, thanks. That's what we're going to call it. We'll give you the credit. I was hoping to announce a Superman game, but I'll see the Suicide Squad has to offer. Absolutely. Superman game, I still think of that, you know what I'm talking about, the Nintendo 64 version. They tried. I rented that game multiple times.
It's kind of interesting because you have a character who is very powerful in Superman who doesn't really have a whole lot of weaknesses except for kryptonite.
Right.
And maybe loving people too much. But you have to get like otherworldly. I don't know. It would be interesting to see how they would make a game out of that.
They tried. You know what I really liked about the N64 Superman game, which not a lot of people will ever say they liked anything about it. It was being able to fly around everywhere. Like, that was cool. Granted, yes, a lot of the missions were BS, flying through rings. It was stupid. But I love the ability to just fly around and travel across this open world, which didn't really happen back then. Yes, you had open worlds in like Mario 64, but when it came down to it, a lot of it was still pretty linear or boxed in by levels. So being able to do that in the Superman game was a lot of fun. So getting something like that again, you have to figure out how to do it. Batman is very much bound by physics and reality, so
he's human.
Yeah, but he does,
and he has gadgets.
He does eventually flies everywhere, because you eventually get the Batmobile in Dark Knight or Arkham Knight, and you can just launch yourself and fly and shoot and fly. So, I mean, it makes sense to be able to do that, but at the same time, maybe, you know, when it comes to Superman, you're going to have to develop a good job in the ground game, and that will really come down to essentially Lex coming up with some sort of villain that can basically take on Superman, kryptonite-oriented weaponry, of course.
Kryptonite, fused metal or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to kind of level the playing field when it comes to Superman, because he is, like you said, he is very overpowered. So, back to the comment section. Can you guys do a reaction video to Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? Yeah, better late than never. Once we get Travis back, we'll be able to get those back up and running. I switched all my efforts over to late in the week. And my real job, so it is very hard to produce for Better Late Than Never one man down, because Travis does put a lot of work into it, as I learned as I produce 1 month's worth of Better Late Than Never, and to put the love into it, it takes a lot of work. And Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, we do have a lot of conversation about the night Travis and I saw that movie in theaters, and Travis is a diehard fan of Indiana Jones. So I could see it in his face. I could see, it's probably how I felt after watching like The Phantom Menace, you know. But granted, you know, you talk yourself in or out of certain things in the moment, and then times change over time, or thoughts change over time.
The picture for Superman, that's a Boss Logic image. Hey, you know what? Rocksteady could have, you know, tell him to do it, but it was on the Twitter for Rocksteady. Like, they are the ones that posted it too. So
when you're talented, man, of course people are going to use your artwork, which is great. Like, Boss Logic does some badass stuff, and of course, like we've got a lot of artwork of different artists around our apartment because, you know, when you find something that you like and it hits true with the quality that it makes you feel, or at least the love that you have for the quality of the films and the artwork, that's when we put stuff up.
It's funny. It's like people have pictures of their family on the wall. We have pictures of us meeting our favorite celebrities on the wall.
Yeah, we got the Doctors, a couple of the Doctors. We've got River Song,
Companions
Rose,
of the Doctors. We've got Stranger Things. We've got Jeff Goldblum. We've got Paul
Pee Wee Herman.
So
yeah, they're definitely, you can see where our heart lie. It's with celebrities.
Insert Pam
characters.
exiting the Dundies Jeff. Hey, you know what? Best Dundies ever. Woo!
On our channel, check out our office trivia that we went to. Vanessa replicates the entire Best
I do.
Dundies
I dressed
ever.
up. We went to play a Geeks Who Drink trivia for The Office. I think we got in 4th, but I don't really remember what we did.
You are remembering it wrong.
Yeah,
No.
I really don't remember where we
We were like second to
Oh,
last.
okay, I really don't remember. Anyways, I do react to that because there was a Dundee there, and I do it.
We filmed the whole experience, so you can actually watch that on our channel. The Office trivia for Geeks Who Drink on our channel, available now. So yeah, the Switchblade and Makuga will have to come to your party. We could probably score the Switchblade. I mean, the man is everywhere. He pops into everybody's streams and has plenty of his own. So and he's a partner of Vanessa, at least in terms of the same faction when it comes to Ben Goddard. So
right, because we can definitely get Rachel on here for sure.
right. I just now I have to figure out. I mean, I know how to get the 4 screens going on. It's just a lot of work, and
We'll make it non as fancy. We'll use Streamlabs.
Oh, Streamlabs. I mean, they can
Or
only
not
go to
Streamlabs,
720p.
StreamYard.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, we use Streamlabs. StreamYard only goes to 720p. We're rocking 1080, 60 FPS, yo. We go for the best. Wasn't sure if you talked about it, but how glad are you that What We Do in the Shadows being nominated for Best Comedy at the Emmys?
It's great.
8 nominations.
Good recognition because it is a very, I want to say, unique type of style of comedy. And I get it that it's probably not going to be for everyone, but man, we love What We Do in the Shadows. It definitely has Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi's, feel all over it, which is great. And then you have these different characters of vampires that I think just work. They click together so well. Especially the energy vampire. I want to learn.
Crush.
I want to know more about
Colin
Robinson.
I like it a lot.
Huge fans when it comes to What We Do in the Shadows. That's one of the newer ones that I brought back. So yeah, What We Do in the Shadows nominated for 8 Emmys. I mean, it's cool because it's weird. We're one of the only ones that did reactions to What We Do in the Shadows. So I'm feeling like it's going to gain some momentum, especially if they end up winning some. You're going to get more reactors jumping in. But remember, we did it first. I wish we would have done season 1. I'm still thinking maybe we should do a rewatch of season 1. It doesn't have the same power as watching it for the first time,
Right,
but
because we already know.
you can watch our reactions to season 2.
Although to be fair, if we did do a reaction to season 1, that second to last episode where they go to the vampiric council, that would have been such a good reaction because they have some great cameos in there.
Yep, so if you have other channels that aren't doing reactions to it and you watch their reactions to shows, definitely tell them that you want to see What We Do in the Shadows, because that's definitely a show that everybody should be watching, because if everybody watches it, they get to stay around and tell their story. I'd hate for it to get cut down in its prime. I'd also hate for it to go so long that it loses its flavor. So hopefully they have something in place so they can burn through the story the right way and bring us to a logical conclusion when it's all said and done. Because I feel like there's certain stories that need a little bit of time. Just heard Ozark is going to come back for a 4th and final season. Ooh. So I like that. I think they're splitting it into 2 seasons.
Yeah.
They're just cutting it into 2 like Breaking Bad did. And I'm okay with that because you have an ending in your mind. Let's shoot for the ending instead of just keeping it going. I think it's the best way, especially when it comes to I call it it's short form storytelling, but it's long form storytelling.
Yeah.
But I feel like Supernatural is just way too long form for me. You know,
I
they
love
just cut it down to
Supernatural,
12 episodes. For me to catch up, it's daunting.
I get it.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe we can get Robert to do the late Supernatural movie, because I'm doing I did the trailer. I'm doing the reactions, or did the reactions for the final season of Supernatural, and then I will do the rest when they come out. Robert hasn't really seen any Supernatural, so we'll see.
No, I've seen part of 2.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, I've seen like part of 2 of them, but I don't know, man. It's like it's just way too daunting. I'm thinking about the editing. It's just a little too much. Like, just thinking about all those hours of just freaking editing and watching, like it's I'm getting exhausted already. But you know, I mean, it's for those that watch it, they absolutely love it. I understand the passion and the fandom. They have their own freaking convention, so I get it. It's a very passionate fan base.
And it came to Phoenix.
Oh, did it?
Go.
That's exciting.
Yeah, but it did.
There was even like a Doctor Who one that came to Phoenix that we didn't even know about till after it happened. But wasn't sure if you talk. Yeah, we did that already. Crystal Skull crushed my soul. The only Kate Blanchett performance that I hate. Ah, man, Dr. Jones. Like I can't handle the accent, or I don't know. I just can't. I got a lot to say about that movie, and we will do it. Hype for that Avengers game. Going to be better than for PS4 because of Spidey inclusion. They are hating on my Xbox. Our Xbox broke.
Yeah, so our Xbox One broke. We didn't really do anything. It just kind of died out of the blue.
Which
and we
Xboxes tend to do, apparently.
Weird. Our PlayStation 3, 2, 1, like, they're all good.
Contact.
So we got PlayStation 4, and we will be getting a PlayStation 5. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I get that Spider is going PlayStation exclusive because Sony tends to do Sony, so Sony is Sony. We're using a Sony camera right now.
Yeah, Sony A6400 is what you're saying. 1080 60 FPS, remember that. StreamYard needs to get on that. I would have absolutely gone to StreamYard.
But this is what Sony does.
That's what they do.
Exclusives.
They definitely corner the market when it comes to their products and their characters. And you know what? They're doing well with Spider-Man right now. Yes. The whole Miles Morales aspect, bringing in that as a game, as a story, and tying it into the universe that hopefully will eventually become an expanded universe in the game series, as well as what they're giving us for the cartoon series and hopefully the film cinematic series, because I mean, a Spideyverse is definitely a way to bring in a lot of the fans of the past iterations if they really wanted to. So, Toby, Garfield, looking your way. I think it would be badass if we got them in some way, shape, or form. They can do a whole Avengers aspect thing, but not trying to do the Avengers, and give us something that is very Spidey-oriented, at least when it comes to the Spidey
When you
universe.
said Toby and Garfield, I thought of, like, Garfield the cat and Toby from The Office, and then I was like, oh, wait, you mean, like, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Okay, I gotcha.
We're first name based. Well, first name with one.
Yeah, you did
last.
That's why I was like
Sam Neill and Ellie Sattler.
Yeah.
I flip it for real. That's another one I need to put in here. Usual suspects, but let's see. Guillermo is the hero. We need Guillermo de la Cruz. I don't even have any What We Do in the Shadows on this box.
I don't know what your name is. We had to get our own laundry.
There's a goat over there. Hello, Mr. Goat.
Nandor, we love Nandor.
Nandor, all of them. Freaking, I freaking forgot it. Colin Robinson. I just said it like 10 minutes ago. How could I already forget it? And Nadja and Laszlo. All of them are amazing. Red Ring of Death. Yeah, Red Ring of Death. I got Red Ring of Death twice on the Xbox 360. This one was like the yellow brick of sadness. The power brick just turns yellow and it doesn't do anything. Yeah. Apparently we could buy it, maybe get another one. Yeah,
it's very possible that it's the power brick, but who knows?
Toby Garfield was one of the U.S. presidents, right? May as well. Andrew, well, yeah. I couldn't tell you. I was looking at the list of like presidential names. I was like, damn. So many I've never heard of. Many I've never heard of. Drunk Vanessa live birthday. Sounds good. I'll be raising a glass from the UK. Thanks, Glenn Anthony. And Paul Bateman, Friday birthday. Mine was on Friday this year too. But we
His
were
birthday
locked
will be
down.
on a Friday as well.
9/11.
Yeah, that's his birthday.
Never forget. Yeah, that was my birthday. Definitely not a time for celebration when it came down to my birthday. But 9/11, we probably won't have a celebration birthday on that day. But we will do it for Vanessa. So
We would most likely get the PS5 that allows the discs. We're not going to get the digital one because
Yep.
we like physical discs.
well, physical because we've got 4K Blu-rays and stuff that we
True.
want to play. So
That is also true.
that does also true. I need to get that too. Tenacious D. Late to the birthday party. 13 going on 29.
Yeah.
Yep. The prequel. But we've
Flirty, 29 and flirty. Oh, I can't say it. I'll do it for my 30th birthday next year.
It'll be worse on your 30th. She's gonna be, oh. What do you want to drink? What's your drink, girl? What do you
know
drink?
me. I can just do a classic margarita.
Margarita. You're just gonna margarita it up. You're not gonna do like we'll get you a redheaded slut. Get you some Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs. We'll get you.
I don't know. Maybe we'll talk to Ben. We'll talk to Ben Garter to see what we got.
Resident bartender for
Yeah.
the interwebs. He definitely would be able to set us on the right path. So.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we have stayed our hour and then some. Not too much over, but we got through it. We didn't lose the stream. Everything worked out according to plan. Yay! Yeah, that's the Bubble Show. Yay! But thank
We will
you
enjoy
guys.
it.
Send us those Streamlabs. Send us those Super Chats. Send us those Patreons. So that way we can have a celebration for Vanessa.
It's a celebration,
bitches.
bitches.
So we're going to do that. We will be back in 2 weeks.
Which will be my birthday.
So we'll have the birthday stream that Friday, and then we'll have late in the week the next day as well.
And we might tie that in with DC fandom, so because that's that Saturday. So.
Sure. Or we'll
do a
combine
live stream.
we'll combine both of them and just stay
Combine
on
it
for like
into
2
one
hours.
Super stream.
Super stream, late to the birthday stream. Thanks again for that, Garth. So 30, how old? They late to the party. Fun stream, guys. Thanks, Escape the Matrix. Peace, bye. Love you guys. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't. Share it if you want. And make sure you hit that thumbs up. So we are going to be out. Thank you guys so much. You can do the thing.
And like on the Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, startup.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are. Thank you guys so much. And as always,
Now it's time to say goodbye.
this party is over. Bye.